Greetings. Welcome to Ross Reports, headline of the time. So as we all see, the price of gas has gone down. And I've reported on some of the reasons why, although there's more reasons than just what I've already reported on. So first of all, OPEC, which we call them OPEC because they peg the prices. It's really OPEC, the oil, petroleum producing countries, extracting countries rather. Then you got Saudi Arabia, the Gulf Emirates states. These are the big oil guys. These are the big oil countries. They have enormous reserves, so they have the ability to set the price. Of course, they're being run through the British. They're being run through the imperialists. This is no different. These guys don't sit there with their, their garments and control everything like people want to think. Saudis behind it. Saudis behind 9/11. No. Check the British, man. You always got to keep checking the roots. It's like these white-collar criminals they put out. These guys are only subordinates. They're working for the guys at the top. They never give you the guys at the top because they're hidden through lawyers and laws that they made over hundreds of years, and we abide by them. Every time we go into the classroom and we say, put our hand on the flag, and we say, United States of America, and whatever that thing is, that's what we're doing. Is we're serving the Queen of England. When we became independent in 1776, this wasn't the end of the Revolutionary War. They wanted to push it through so that they had something for the soldiers to stand on. And it wasn't till 4 or 5 years later in South Carolina that the United States was actually declared the nation by the French, and you could say by the rest of the nations except for Britain. So it's a constant battle against Britain, because Britain wasn't going to give up that easy. I mean, they maintained control through the African slave trade. They built up the economies that they have, the economies of scale, and the industrialization that they can use as leverage to continue to develop power and influence. And it's being done today because we have the international investors. They control the content we see, like through Vivo. The Chamber of Commerce and all these organizations that are controlled by external forces build a situation where the common man that finds it difficult to survive ends up in jail working for pennies on the dollar, so they can continue this what was the African slave trade and build up what they have now. And of course they can use little bits of aid to go into other countries that aren't in line and have propaganda campaigns so that they can get the general public to accept their system of laws through enticement, waving that plastic carrot in front of them and all those luxuries, which, by the way, they've got it tracked down. They know what luxuries are going to sell in the future. They know what's coming out. They know who has the capital, and so therefore they can invest. A great example would be private jets. Berkshire Hathaway bought a jet company, and you see in Forbes every other advertisement is about a jet. Why is that? Because they knew, they were able to determine through trending analysis that, hey, this is what's going to sell in the future. So once you have money, it's very difficult not to make more money, put it like that. So going back to the situation with the gas and the oil, of course, we know that OPEC has pegged the prices of oil. They control the reserves around the earth. And they've managed to decrease the prices. And the whole thing was that, this was going to be a blow against Russia, Iran, and Venezuela. But the truth is that not only has it been a blow to them, but it's been a blow to here, the United States, because recently we opened up the line for oil to be extracted from North Dakota. And although we didn't see any lower gas prices at that point, we're seeing them now because this is the direct competition. OPEC was unwilling to decrease the amount of oil they were producing. And so therefore we had a surplus in conjunction with the North Dakota extraction operations. So that's why we're seeing lower gas prices, and on top of that, you have ISIS, which everybody said, oh, ISIS now, gas prices are going to go up, Middle Eastern disruption. No, the opposite happened because they stole oil. Everybody that has a hand in this is trying to steal as much oil as they can out of Iraq and ship it over illegally, and that's what's going on. So you see right now a drop of 40% a barrel of oil, but you only see a drop of about 8% in gas. Why is that? Well, the extractors, the people in North Dakota, and even people in Saudi Arabia are the losers in this game. The taxes remain the same. They're flat. The who makes up the difference? Well, the processors. That's going to be your giant multinational oil companies. They're the ones that are going to reap the profits of that 32% difference.